Hi, hello, welcome to another Onkruid video, a little one-off for you guys today. We are looking at Biters and Bullets Prologue. A lot of Steam games are doing this lately where they release kind of a prologue, a bit of a first story arc. Actually like the old demo discs you used to get for like just trying out a new game before it actually is out. And that's exactly what these prologues are all about. And this one looked a bit like a Western zombie survival style, The Last of Us, Walking Dead inspired kind of version of something like Vampire Survivors, which of course took the world by storm a couple of months ago and took my YouTube channel by storm as well. Let's quickly just see what the game has to offer. I haven't looked at anything except for like one screenshot. I also haven't played it yet, not at all, so you will be getting my actual first impressions of the game. We don't have any characters or weapons for now, or any additional ones, except for the gun and Mr. Fearless Ferguson right here. A stand-up guy, a solid starter, that's for sure. It seems like we can buy upgrades at the bottom, which is not applicable to us right now because we have 0 coins, so I guess all that there is left to do is just start up the game and see what's happening. 3 difficulties, let's just go with normal for a nice and clean experience. Happy Smiles Village. The city is infected. Survive for 20 minutes and then take out the queen. We are moving with the WASD. And we are not aiming ourselves, our character is aiming. I looked into the options earlier to change the sound settings a bit, and I did see that manual aiming was an option. But you know what, for now, I'll just let this guy, Ferguson over here, do his own work. We can see the blue experience orbs that some enemies drop, not all of them, and when we pick them up we see the bar in the top advancing up until we get a new level. Exactly the same system as in Vampire Survivors. We can choose from a couple of different options, and we can probably choose 5 weapons, I would assume, and then possibly also some passives, or maybe it's shared. That's something we will need to find out. What are our options? A spinning X that will probably return to the owner, a light that has knockback, or a laser in a random direction. The X sounds a bit basic, let's just go with the X. So if I am correct in my assumption, which I do seem to be, we now have 2 weapons down here. We have an X and we have a pistol. The X seems to be going like outward in an arch from us and then coming back like a boomerang. I can immediately see the potential, you know. I love these kinds of games. I really fell in love with Vampire Survivors when it first came out, and when I saw Northernlion playing it, I knew immediately like I have to play it. I picked up a nuke there. I don't know what that does, but there are all things we still need to figure out. Alright, and I got hit right there, and you can see that it is nothing to sneeze at. It takes off quite a bit of your HP bar immediately. A rubber duck for dodge chance, a turret, or a laser. You know, the random direction really puts me off. I'll just get the turret. Is the turret something we can pick up? Is the turret something we need to use ourselves? Is the turret something that will automatically get replaced? I'm curious about all these things. It gets replaced once we move too far away from it. Alright, so it kind of incentivizes you to stay in one area, in one vicinity, and like really circle around a bit, which is exactly what these games are all about, because you need to, of course, collect the experience orbs that get dropped to the ground. The pickup radius seems to be quite forgiving, though you can be like quite far away from it. A passive coin gainer, a football helmet, and an upgrade for the turret. Let's go for the upgrade for the turret right now, although in the future we should take a passive item to kind of check out whether that passive item is one of the weapon slots, or we can just take however many passive items we want. I can't help but notice that there is like a red rune symbol on the rocks here to the left of me, but right now I also can't help but notice that I'm getting my ass whooped, so I'm gonna have to move out of here a little bit. We're really sticking them up like we're playing Call of Duty Zombies. Back in the day, the most efficient technique available out there, or the meta for all you cool kids out there, was of course to kind of build a train of zombies behind you by running around the map. More X damage, a drone, or level 3 turret. You know what, let's go for a turret build, huh? Most of the time these games, or what I've seen from them and played from them myself, they really focus on, or they benefit a lot from going a specific build. So really like focusing your attention on one specific item, for example, sometimes, if you can then find multiple synergies with that one item. And this can already be a synergy, right? A saw blade, something that spins around us. That is a synergy because we are incentivized to stay in one location because of the turret being here. And when we do that, a lot of enemies gather around us. A first run, Now we know the game's aesthetics, we know what it's about, now we can really start going ham. I'm gonna quickly go to the menu to see how many coins we have. Only 93, alright, so the upgrading is not as easy as I would have expected. We can see that we have some challenges over here on the left as well. Collect 5 warheads, we already did 1 out of 5. Deliver a pizza, slay the Reaper. And how do these stones work? Stepping on stones, that's exactly what I was doing. Maybe it's like a certain path that you need to find in the stones, like that Fall Guys game mode, where you need to discover the true path. I guess we're just jumping straight back in with Fearless Ferguson on exactly the same map, the same settings. How am I feeling about it so far? I think it's a very cool aesthetic. I love that it is cartoonish, that we have all these outlines. That's really nice. One thing I am already noticing is that I have a hard time figuring out which enemies are actually dead already and which enemies are still alive sometimes, especially when a lot of them are put on the screen at once. What I do also love is the map design. In Vampire Survivors you had these repeating tiles with some very simple graphics on top, but it seems like in this game you actually have like a well thought out, fleshed out area. And of course the area is walled off. It's not an endless map like in Vampire Survivors, or that was at least almost endless, I believe. It probably was just endless. This game really has like the more classic idea of a map, where you have a certain playing field that you are limited to. And of course, putting in those limits and limiting it to a certain area makes it more feasible, makes it easier to really make that area look fresh, make it look refined, put some time and effort into the map design for that one limited area. Let's go for a drone this time around. Let's see how that serves us. Still, I'm not feeling bad about the auto aim. I don't necessarily want to switch to manual, but I do think that it is a great option. You know what? I'm gonna try it for a second. Alright, so now we automatically shoot, but I am the one aiming. You know what? I feel like it's better suited for really carving a path ahead of you, right? And I wonder if the drone is still doing its own thing. It's not necessarily firing where I'm aiming. It's kind of more in the AoE around us. I love a basic pistol upgrade. A first aid kit is also great. It's a very great defensive tool. I'm gonna try the first aid kit to see. No, it does not take up a weapon slot. So exactly like in Vampire Survivors, and as I thought it would be, weapons and passive items are separate entities. Beautiful, really lovely. I think a nice goal for this video, this little look at video, who knows, maybe there will be a part 2 if I really do enjoy it, but for this little first look at video, a nice point would be at least getting to the boss, so getting to the 20-minute mark. Wow, there's even multiple upgrade paths for the items. For now, I feel like the enemies are still really weak, so I would prefer some attack speed so that it fires more often instead of damage. Maybe damage would make it one-shot the enemies, but I can see that my drone bullets kind of stagger the enemies. The bullets make the enemies stop for a second, so I like that effect more than just one-shotting them. There's quite a big horde over here. Make sure that we still have options behind us to escape, but I do want to circle around back again just to get the experience orbs that we were collecting. Alright, yeah, the manual aim is definitely a plus. That's very, very nice. It feels solid. It's really a cool idea to include that right from the get-go. I think in Vampire Survivors, when you upgrade the knife to the maximum, then you can kind of aim it where you want, but otherwise you cannot. A lucky bone increases all crit chance and all damage increase. A can of beans. We have to go for the can of beans. Our basic shots from our drone now deal 5 and our own shots from our pistol deal 9. I think that was definitely a very, very smart move. Sure, crits are cool and all, but just a plain old damage upgrade, you just can't go wrong with that. And when you're still in the stages like I am right now, where you're discovering what the game is all about, that is very handy. Make sure that we don't get swarmed over here. Again, we always want to have our escape route safe. It's gonna get nasty. Yeah, I know I will get hit there, but we have our regen first aid kit. I feel like this dynamite is something that's going to be able to damage us as well. So for now, I'm just going to go for the pistol upgrade. Oh, I would have hoped that it would have increased our ammo a bit as well, but it just doubled our damage. Sure, we're doing a lot of damage right now, but I think damage is not really our priority right now. It's not really the point we are lacking. The point we are lacking is having escape options. Cool, a supply box. So in Vampire Survivors, you get these elites spawning sometime, and when you kill them, you get a chest with presumably a stronger upgrade. Here, it's a supply box. Who knows, maybe they're still all elites as well. You need to stand in the area, it seems like, kind of hold your ground a little bit, King of the Hill style, to actually get the supply box. And it contains rare items. We haven't used any of the rerolls for now, so I don't really want to look into that. I mean, I don't want to be below 25% health. I'm gonna reroll this. A revival is cool, it's handy, but it's not exciting, you know? Damage while stationary, also cool, but no. I'm looking for that oomph, you know? That thing I really think like, yeah, that's great. Every hamburger you consume, carry 1 extra weapon. That seems amazing. I know it's still like a bit of a boring passive upgrade, but I'm gonna go for weapons now. Cup of Joe, XP gain. We love that. We love that. I know that I just said I was gonna go for weapons, but we can't go wrong with some XP gain. I just had a discussion, or not really even a discussion, but a talk with my girlfriend this morning about how some people call coffee a cup of Joe. Looks like we got a little purple experience orb there, which gave more experience. I don't know if it was like a special enemy or if it is because of our Cup of Joe upgrade. So far, there's still a lot to figure out, but it is feeling nice. It's pleasant. It's an enjoyable gaming experience so far. And it's free, so why not check it out? This is not sponsored or anything, but if you see something you like, I know my buddy Destroyer or Brent will presumably check it out because I know that he liked Vampire Survivors as well. It's nice. It's a nice aesthetic. I'm gonna start collecting weapons right now. I was very tempted to just go for the plain old passive upgrade again, but I need to utilize the rare upgrade I bought, right? Alright, there's quite some enemies ahead of us. Let's squeeze through. We regained all of our HP already. That first aid kit is coming in clutch. And now we are in the bottom right corner of the map, it seems like. Yeah, and we are really putting ourselves in a hassle, you know. Let's quickly try to go around. I see a red XP orb. I want that. Seemed like it gave a lot of experience. There's another one right there. Maybe that's like the conglomerate of experience orbs. That's something that Vampire Survivors did as well. When there were just like 1 million experience orbs on screen to reduce the processing load, I guess they kind of combined them into a little colored orb. So maybe that's exactly what they are doing here. I would love some move speed, but I need to get the weapons, you know? I need to fill up my weapon slots to make the fullest use of my rare upgrade. So that's exactly what we will be going for. I know I wanted to fill up my weapon slot, but there's still gonna be better options than the laser that fires in a random direction, right? Attack speed or piercing? I feel like piercing is better for us now because all of our zombies are always grouped up. Yeah, that seems nice. Alright, now our pistol can really put in some work. Immediately you can see that we really thinned out the horde there. And here we have an elite enemy, huh? Alright, let's quickly make sure that we don't get swarmed in from the top here. Yeah, the piercing is putting in work. Oh, we hit the enemy right there. That's not great. I want to see what he drops on that, so I'm quickly gonna focus him down. An ammo box. A weapon crate. Powerful weapon boost. Awesome. Oh, that's so cool. Such a great idea. Interesting. So we can upgrade our Tesla coil, or we have 2 options for the pistol upgrade. This is just like an all-around pistol upgrade, but what it does not upgrade and what I'm really looking for is larger magazines. The middle one makes it so that our pistol shots sometimes explode, which is an AoE. That seems very nice. I think I'm definitely gonna go for one of 2 pistol upgrades, and this one sounds the most interesting. And I feel like in games like this, where you can probably create some crazy looking builds out there, you always have to choose the crazy looking thing at first, just to explore your options a little bit, you know? I'm gonna try and go straight through. Definitely hit an enemy right there. I wonder if the AoE of the bullet can hit us. I don't necessarily want to find out, but I think we might do in the future, because we are getting swarmed a bit. I see you, Mr. Yellow XP Orb. Let's go for the X radius. Alright, we definitely are at the point where my pistol is no longer one-shotting the enemy, so going for some damage upgrades is not the worst course of action right now. A passive item that makes zombies implode on death sometimes. Yeah, I think we're definitely going for more AoE. Let's try and get the effect showcased for a second. Look out for a zombie that is imploding, or... Yeah, that was definitely it. Or was that just a bullet? I'm guessing the hamburgers are like the chickens from Vampire Survivors, right? They are the healing items. Can't help but notice we're in a graveyard right now, which is a bit of an ominous location. Can you also enter buildings? Presumably some, right? But maybe not that one. And it does seem to be the case that after you move too far away from a group of enemies, a new group will just spawn in the area you are heading towards. I'm not going a crit build, I'm focused on AoE, so I think I am gonna just choose the pistol upgrade here. Oh, we have reached the top corner of the map. That's not great. That's not great at all. This is the end of me. Oh, damn. It can go from 0 to 100 real quick. That's the feeling I get as well, you know? You're chilling, you're vibing, you're just walking around, and then all of a sudden, bam, you're in a whole lot of trouble. And the other characters and weapons are things you unlock with coins as well. Let's go for an XP gain upgrade. Can we buy something else? Yeah, we can. And let's also go for projectile velocity upgrade on our pistol. I need to get to that final boss. I'm gonna focus for a little second and we'll see what comes of it. That's cool. That's cool. Look at that. The building is nice and stylized, nice and large, so that you get a feeling of size, of perspective, of different heights in buildings. But once it starts blocking your camera, it automatically shrinks down. Alright, so this is like a random upgrade you can find, probably. I just turned into a fucking forklift truck with a wrecking ball behind me. Let's go for the razor, let's give it a chance. It seems like only the wrecking ball is damaging, but it does feel nice to do. Ah man, if you get that in the late game when the zombies are really swarming you, it can be an XP stacker. I also love how the wrecking ball kind of dies out slowly, so it can still maybe get a kill or two. For being a free trial kind of version of the game, a little demo, a little prologue, it is very, very refined. It feels like a polished experience. I wouldn't mind paying like a couple euros for this, you know? Alright, we have fully equipped weapon slots right now. We don't have that much synergies, but I was just going for a bunch of different weapons because I feel like we were never able to fill them up in the previous runs. The Molotov feels great. And the laser, I mean, I still have to get used to it a little bit, but it's definitely not as bad as I thought. Here we have the Elite again. I wonder if it always drops a weapon case or if it can be another type of upgrade as well. We are definitely wrecking it though. It's a weapon grade again. Oh, all so powerful, but I feel like we really have a lot of pistol upgrades already, so I'm gonna try to upgrade it a bit more. I love how the damage numbers also change colors to indicate that you really are wreaking havoc right about now. What are those green lasers about? I don't know what they are about and I don't really want to know. I don't think we presumably don't want to get hit by them. It looks like an enemy is definitely firing them, so let's just be careful. Create a little bit of a choke point here with our Molotovs. And I would now love to circle back to get that experience, but I might have just fucked myself. Oh dear god. Give me a hamburger, please. I was not close enough to pick it up. Going straight through, trying to get up the level. I want that hamburger. Oh, damn. It was a nice maneuver, though. We got a lot of experience, but it was scary. Just keep going for those pistol upgrades. Our pistol really is a powerful weapon right now. Just chill. Just chill a bit. Just chill for a second. We're just fighting some zombies, that's all. Get the burger. Very nice. Now we are allowed to take one more hit, I think, before we die. The lighting effects are also nice. The shading on those lasers. It's like beautifully illuminescent, but it's not overdone either. It doesn't clog up your screen or distract you too much. Alright, 10 minutes left. The furthest we have gotten so far. I want to get over to that supply drop, but we have an Elite in front of us right now, so I guess we're shifting our focus to that now. There we are. Give me that weapon crate. Give me a Molotov upgrade, please. Oh, but it's just like a boring one. I mean, sure, our Molotov is being the MVP for us right now, but it is a defensive weapon, you know? It's a zoning weapon. And if we do want to get to that supply drop, we're gonna have to do more than just play defensively. Come on, let's go. Let's carve a path. Alright, I guess we took another upgrade which just makes us immensely large and we can squash all the zombies below our feet. Let's try and get as close to the supply drop as we can. Beautiful, beautiful. That was really helpful. Make sure we keep shooting ahead. Behind is fine. A nice little hamburger. We love to see that. And now we're gonna try to make a stand around this. I think that was one of the green lasers hitting me, or well, me running into it is more probable. And we get the supply box. I think I can really use the bubbly shield right now to get out of this pickle. Well, it's gonna be a two-parter. I want to showcase the first boss. I definitely want to get to that point. I'll play a bit off camera, maybe grind up a little bit, and I'll show you guys in a second video. And I mean, that is definitely a very good sign. If I want to just look at the game, give it a one-time look, just one single episode, but then at the end I feel like I want to play more. I mean, good riddance. Good riddance to you, game developer. Definitely give it a look. Biters and Bullets, the prologue, on Steam for free. Thanks a lot for watching and checking it out with me. Some of my pros, the cartoony art style was really enjoyable. The overall aesthetics, the gun effects, the sound design is also pretty okay. Nothing too crazy there. The upgrade system seems very versatile, diverse. There's already a lot of options in the game for it just being the free demo version. Some of the pet peeves I have already, a bit of cons, but I mean, my experience so far is really positive. So take these with a grain of salt. They are not like damning for the game's reputation or anything, but it's quite hard to distinguish between enemies that are alive and dead sometimes. I hope I don't know this yet, but I hope that there's also another way to unlock the new character skills and guns, maybe just by getting lucky instead of having to buy all of them with coins. That's just a system I liked in Vampire Survivors, where you can buy upgrades with coins, but like characters and weapons you can unlock through doing certain objectives, certain challenges. There's definitely also going to be some of those, right? Because in the menu, we can see some challenges already. So maybe delivering the pizza, for example, will unlock another character. All right, scrap that con already. The only con that I have right now is the distinction between alive and death enemies. And if that's the only negative thing you have to say about the game, it's going to be a great game. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next part. Bye-bye.